Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I want to introduce, now you are probably looking at this. This is the Castle Art 120 premium set of colored pencils. And you're like, Lisa, you reviewed these a while ago. What are you talking about? But let's look at this. Oh, that's right. This is the tin. I have a problem opening. There we go. Okay. And now let's look at the covers. Look at what Castle Art came out with. They have an updated version of their original colored pencils. Castle Art really listens to what their customers ask for. Let's put it that way. So I wanted to go through and I wanted to compare this set to this set. Let's see what's the same and let's see what's different. Okay, so again, this is the old set with that type of a castle on. The new set has a larger castle and it also has a color palette in the corner. So let's look at the backs. On the back of the old set, you see the color palette in round circles with Castle Art's information down here. On the new set, you will see the color palette in squares with their information underneath here. Okay, so the tins do look a little different. Okay, round versus the squares, old set, new set. So that's the first thing you're going to notice is they redid their tins. Okay, they're still in this nice heavy-duty tin. This one is also a nice heavy-duty tin. Now, if we look at the old set, the one thing I liked about the older set, they had these things on the side to pick up the trays out of the tin. That is so nice when companies do that. And I wish they wouldn't have done away with that, because now in the new set, this is mainly for those of you who keep your colored pencils in the tins. I don't, but they did go to these little things that you got to try to get these trays out with. And yeah, I do like when they have these little handles here for you to get the trays out. But other than that, let's look at the old set. The pencil had this matte black with silver writing that says Castle Art Supplies. Down here had the color on the tip of what was the color of the pencil. It says Soft Series. And then on the back side has the color number. So these all did have color numbers, and so I believe, I can't find it though, I did make a color chart with this old set. Okay. All right, so that is the old pencil. Now in the new set, you do get a colored pencil tutorial in 5 easy stages. Oh yeah, real easy. Then you do get this little pamphlet. Talks about the universal color system throughout all of their products. So that's kind of interesting to go through and look and see what they all have. They have acrylic paints, oil paints, watercolor paints, all different kinds of colored pencil sets, regular pencils, watercolor pencils, drawing pencils, gel pens, fabric paint, watercolor brush pens. I didn't realize what Castle Art all had out there. Now, if you look in here, they do have a universal color system throughout all of their products. So not just their colored pencils, but their paints, their, everything that they have out there. And they do have codes down underneath. You'll see a circle and a square. Talks about the circle indicates a colored pencil. The square indicates their watercolored pencils. The triangles are their oil paint tubes and their watercolor paints. Then they have a diamond, which is their fabric paints. They have a half circle that represents their oil-based paint pens, and then a hexagon, which indicates their acrylic paint tubes. So some of these you'll see many of the symbols under, like for instance, number 46, sky blue, a green, you know, number of the greens, number of the earth tones. So you know some of these colors go throughout all of their products. Some, however, many of them I should say, because we know we have a lot more colors in the colored pencil line, many of them just have the circle underneath, which indicates it is only with their pencil line. So I thought this was kind of handy to have, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this. Okay. So that's kind of similar to Arteza. Arteza's line across the board uses the same color system too across all of their products, and I think it's really nice when they do that. All right, otherwise, they come with this sponge on top just like the old set, but the big difference and awesome feature of the new pencils that the old pencils did not have. If you look in the cover, let me scroll you in or zoom you in a little bit. We now have not just color numbers, they gave us color names to the pencils. That is always awesome, isn't it? At least I like that, and I think many of you do. So if we look at the pencil itself, again, we have the matte black barrel. And again, in silver writing, we have Castle Art Supplies. The tip of the pencil indicates the color within it. It says Soft Series. But if we look at the other side, let me zoom you in again. And this is not going to focus for me. Let me see if I can go on focus and manually do it. That's worse. See, I wish I could get it so that it would automatically focus when I'm close up. I haven't figured out how to do that. Okay, so for instance, this one says, okay, all right, see you later. So for instance, this one says a scarlet red, and it's 022. So on the barrel of the pencil in nice silver against this matte black, you can read it very easily. We now have the color names. So if we look at 022 in the old set, for instance, I believe, let's see, yes, it is this one, 022, 022. So they are identical. The only difference is the addition of the color name. And like I said, I know many of us like having a color name on their pencil. So I wanted to swatch these all out just to double check, make sure that all the colors themselves were the same. You know, there were no changes as far as some taken out and some new colors added. Make sure that they laid down the same, they colored the same. So let's get out the new set again. And the swatch that I made, my color chart. Excuse me. Let me zoom back out. No, that was a focus. I forgot to switch from, I have on the same thing on my iPad, I have to switch it from focus to zoom. Sometimes I forget to switch it from zoom back to focus. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the color chart that I made up. This is all colored in with the new set. And yes, they are identical to the old set. When I looked at all the colors in the old set, compared them to the new set that goes on to the back, all of the earth tones, greens, blues, yellows, you name it, they are all identical to the old set. They color just as nicely. If you are familiar with the Castle Art pencils, you know that Castle Art pencils color very nicely. They are nice and soft and smooth. Not, of course, as soft as Prismacolor, because there just is no pencil out there that is like a Prismacolor. And I don't know if there ever will be. But these are really good, highly pigmented pencils. And I do recommend them. So I'm going to leave a link down below to this new updated version of Castle Art pencils. Now, some of you that have just ordered the Castle Arts, you probably received the updated version. For those of you who have the older set, I don't know if it is worth it to you to have the new set just because of the color names, but I just wanted to get them, test them out, see if they were identical to the other set, and that it was just the color name that was added, which again may make a difference to some of you. I see the size of the tin is a little bit longer too. If you look at it, it's about an inch longer than the other one. I think there are more in the trays, because if we look at it, it's a little bit thinner too. This one must have an additional tray in it. Should we look and see? Because that may, be a difference too. So we have one, we have a two, reminds me of that lollipop commercial, a three. Okay, so there are 3 trays. No, I believe there are 3 trays in the other one too. There must be, I bet it's just because of having the rubber bands here to take the trays out that made it a little bit thicker. So I'm assuming for the other set, they compensated for that, and it is now thinner because of the trays being a little bit thinner because of not having that on there. Again, I wish they wouldn't have done away with that, because we do have 1, 2, and yes, 3 trays here too. But again, by having these notches in here, that takes some room also. So yeah, that's really the biggest difference is, the one thing that I didn't like about the new set versus the old set is taking away those little handles that they so nicely had on this set. And as you can see then, it doesn't take up room on the edge of the trays. So that's why they could keep this tin a little bit shorter. So, okay, so that is the comparison from the old set to the new set. Again, not a whole heck of a lot of difference. Biggest change, the addition of the color names. So, yeah, I hope you liked seeing this comparison, letting you maybe kind of decide for yourself if you already have these, if you feel it's necessary to upgrade. Again, I'll link this down in the description just in case you do not have the Castle Art pencils already. They are an awesome, awesome pencil. I love them. I've colored only with them a few times, but I can tell you they blend together nice. And yes, as you can see, the colors are very, very vibrant. So yes, if you enjoyed this comparison video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody's having a terrific day. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.